Hey guys, it's Chris and Kai's Cooking Show. I am Chris, this is Kai. We're back for another full meal. What are we making tonight? Well, we don't know what it's called just yet. We're going to find a title out for that later, but we're going to be making some meatloaf. This is not going to be your normal ketchup meatloaf because I pretty much think ketchup is the devil's spit, so not a fan of ketchup. Kai likes ketchup, so maybe next time we'll try some for him, but this is more for me. So what we're going to be doing is I've got, instead of ketchup sauce, we're going to go with this Jimmy Ray's jalapeno sauce. I've tried it before on pork loin that I made, and it was pretty phenomenal. So we're going to be going with that, and I know you all see me using this all the time to cool smoke. This is going to have more of a Hispanic flavor to it, so let's go ahead and start making it. Basically, we're going to start with the beef. I got 2 pounds of beef. One's just a ground sirloin, a little less fatty. And the other one I got at the barbecue store while I was up visiting this weekend. And it is a Wagyu. It's not the expensive Wagyu that they have, but it is a pound of Wagyu. So this is going to be my first time trying anything that says Wagyu in the title. And I've got a pound of that as well. Definitely looks a little fattier. So, there we go. 2 pounds of beef. So that's what you want to get. Basically, you want 2 pounds of beef to make this meatloaf. Go ahead and start mixing that beef up. Now, I was trying to get some breadcrumbs that were a little spicier, but instead of getting spicy breadcrumbs, which was nearly impossible to find this time for some reason, I've got Italian herbs. We're going to go with that. 3/4 of a cup of that. Huh, Bodie? Yeah. The hat bothering you, dude? You know, it's okay, dude. Now, we're working with meat, so I gotta be careful not get too much into this guy. Alright. So, for the meatloaf itself, instead of using your normal seasonings, we're gonna just be using the cool smoke. That's gonna add everything that the meatloaf is supposed to have, at least. And then we're using this dry parsley. I didn't buy parsley this time. Maybe we'll use this parsley because it doesn't like to come out very easily. So, see if we can get anything out of here. You guys know about these small containers sometimes. Oh, there we go. So that worked. Plenty of parsley that way. A little bit of a mess. That's okay. That's about what we needed. I also added 2/3 of a cup of milk to that. We're going to crack open a couple of eggs. While he destroys everything over there. Got it, dude? Alright. So I will get these mixed up. Oh, you're going to have to wait a minute, sir, because my hands are full of yuckiness. We'll try some of this later. Alright. Now that is pretty well mixed up, get some of this goop off of my hands. A little soap. Like I said, this meat's not cooked, it's raw, you know. Definitely don't want to pass around anything from the raw meat. So, I'm going to throw some of this Jimmy Ray's sauce in there. Fair amount of it. And we have some Burt's W sauce we're going to throw in there. or what we like to call wash-your-sister sauce. We're not adding a ton of that, but just about a tablespoon-ish for the wash-your-sister sauce. And then we're going to add the cool smoke. You can use this liberally because basically you're omitting the fact that you might need 10 different seasonings. I will definitely throw those seasonings up on the recipe since I know everybody doesn't have this cool smoke like I do. That's probably plenty. So, on a side note, if you're ever at work with me and you see something you like from the barbecue store and you want to say, hey Chris, you want to grab something for me? Just ask. I'm there like once a month at least, twice a month. More than happy to grab something for you. Alright, so I roasted more garlic. Obviously that's my favorite thing to do now is to roast the garlic. So I went ahead and got that started a while ago. I'm going to change the oven setting to 475, or 375, sorry. Here, dude. When you're cooking when you're roasting the garlic, like I've said before, you roast the garlic at a temperature of 425 for about an hour. So it's been a little less than an hour, but it always just comes out perfect either way. So now, I'm not just making meatloaf. I'm also going to make some Spanish rice. So I'm going to save some of this garlic for that. Normally I don't use the whole head of garlic. But let's get a look at that. You can see that's been in there. I put a little cool smoke on there as well. Now we're going to throw that on because I didn't have that on. Get some of this parsley down in there. Alright. You can just smell the garlic. It's just emitting enough. It's pretty good. Great smell. You just gotta watch. You don't want to get the, that's some hot stuff. Alright. Set that aside for the rice. And we're going to get this nice and mixed up. Alright, so with that extra sauce in there, I do believe it's pretty runny, so I'm going to add a few more breadcrumbs to it to make sense. Just to help hold it together a little bit. Maybe about another 3/4 of a cup. There you go, dude. Alright, we'll keep that off for a minute. That definitely soaked up a little better with a little added breadcrumbs in there. I added the sauce to get the flavor in there. Then we just want to throw this into a 9x5. You can put parchment paper in there. I got one of these fancy things and I've never used this thing, so we're going to try it out and see how well that works. Hopefully this all fits in there. Alright. We're going to go ahead and throw that in there and smash it down. Now a little insert in there should help us pull this baby out once it's done cooking, as long as it doesn't stick too much to the sides. Also might keep some of the grease on the bottom if there is any. Get that pressed down in there nicely. Alright, so that's the start. You see? Meatloaf's looking pretty much like meatloaf. What am I going to say? We're going to throw that in there. Careful, dude, it's hot. Look close there, buddy. Alright, so we are making some Spanish rice, or Mexican rice, however you like to call it. Kai is a little hungry here too, so pop out some food for him. Woo. There you go. He's gonna try some banana, blackberry, and blueberry. Definitely one that he likes. Here, dude, have a bite. Alright, so that's where we're at. Now, before I get too far, I want to go ahead and mix up the sauce. Now, normally you have a ketchup sauce that goes on top, but we're not doing that. So, this is pretty runny. Don't need a ton of it. I'm just going to mix my hard-ass brown sugar that I have, which is great for your normal ketchup sauce that you put on there. Just adding it to here. We're going to make it a little sweet and sweet glaze, but it also thicken it up just enough to where it's not so runny. Whoa, dude, what you deal? Well, I'm Papa. Thank you. Dada's at his house. Alright, so that smells great. Now, the brown sugar, like I said, just to thicken it up a little bit. Oh, man. Alright, so we're going to... Forgot the one main ingredient that I left sitting out, so... Start this puppy over. Yeah. Call this reverse mess make. So, yeah. See how well this works out. Throw this back into this pot in a different way. That worked out great. Alright, so what are we missing, ladies and gentlemen? We're missing the onions. I put in all that effort to finally chopping them in my food processor, which is rough, let me tell you. Alright, let's get these out of here. This is going to add a lot of the flavor. I actually got a pretty good onion too, and it didn't make me cry or any of that mess, so yeah. Let's get that mixed in nicely. Here in the West household, we just like to do extra dishes, make lots of messes for no reason, forget lots of things. It's a great thing about making these videos is you can't really forget. We're going to pull that giant chunk out just so nobody gets a surprise onion. Alright. Now, back in action. That should be a lot better. Like I said, this is a meatloaf. While I don't like ketchup, probably don't want to forget the onions. Alright. Now I get my hands cleaned again and we'll start this rice up. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Let me throw it in there and then we'll go. We'll go toe for toe, dude. Not too hot yet. Alright. Let's set a timer just in case. about 40 minutes on this. Alright. 40 minutes at 375. Then we'll pull it out and we'll put the sauce on it. Alright, so over here I have about 6 cups of water. It's been cooking a little bit, not high enough. And honestly, I've got way too much. Apparently I'm a little light on chicken bouillon. So what we're going to use is some chicken bouillon powder. I don't use this very often either, so we'll just toss some of that in there. About 2 bouillon cubes worth. We're going to get that nice and rumbly. Alright, so got some vegetable oil for this recipe. I'm actually going to make a little bit more than what I normally would use, just in case I decide to share this at work. So, about a quarter, just a little bit under a quarter of a cup of vegetable oil. Oh, by the way, we are adding some more cool smoke to that sauce that we're adding at the top, because cool smoke is what's going to give us most of the flavor. Also the jalapeno sauce, but that cool smoke is the flavor that we're looking for the most. So there's that. Alright, where am I at here? We're going to use some long grain rice. Hello, sir. Right? Yeah, I got you, Bo. I got you, Bodie. Yummy. We're all about making messes and making food. Alright, I've got some long grain rice. Same stuff I used with my last recipe. This just works out a little bit. See how much of a mess we can make with this. Come on, Bodie. 3 cups of rice. We're going to use 6 cups of water. We want 3 cups of rice. 2-to-1 ratio. You could probably rinse the rice if that's your thing. I don't do a lot of that rinsing. So, a little bit extra. There you go. Alright, so now we've got a mess here. What's up, dude? You have nothing to play with. You threw it all on the floor, sir. All on the floor. Chef Kai back in action. So, alright. Now, we want to turn that up. Put some good heat on it. Basically what we're trying to do here is just brown up the rice. We want to get the rice started. And then we'll add some garlic. Got a can of tomato sauce here too. Basically you want to use about 8 ounces of tomato sauce with the normal recipe. But since I'm multiplying this, we're just going to go with 15. Probably a little more than we need, but it's going to add flavor. Who doesn't like flavor? So, set that aside. Alright, where are we at here? Like I said, we're just trying to brown up this long grain rice and get it golden brown. And instead of just using water to make this rice, we're using a chicken base. I think you're full of it, dude. Here, have a bite. Alright. Have a bite. Have a bite. Have yum. One of these. We had hot dogs today. He was a big fan of that hot dog, so looks like I know what we'll be eating a lot of. I still try to keep him healthy with the fruits and veggies, but gotta have a meat with it, don't we, dude? Keeps you growing up strong. I have had also going to be adding some pork chorizo to the rice, give it a little extra flavor. If you're wondering about today's meal and whether it's hot or spicy, it's not. The jalapeno sauce has got a little kick to it, but it's not. If you can handle a little spice, this is just going to be perfect for you. Not sure about the pork chorizo. I don't eat a lot of chorizo. I love chorizo, but I'm not something I cook with. They do have a beef chorizo too if you prefer that. I usually go with pork, so that's what we're looking at today. We'll probably just mash up some of that in there. Now, I'm going to get some of this garlic ready. Toss some of that. I'll give you a little money shot on that garlic. I'm sorry, this stuff just smells amazing. And when you roast it like that, it just smushes up. So you don't actually have to do any chopping. It just mushes up in your hands. So we get that in there, and that'll add some immense flavor. If you don't like I said, if you don't have the full smoke to add to your garlic when you're roasting it, just add salt, pepper, garlic salt or garlic powder, a little onion powder, maybe some cumin, depending on what you're using the garlic for. Basically, all you do is cut the top of it off, get rid of all the plastic, or not the plastic, but the little sheds that come with it. Pour some olive oil over it, and then you put your seasoning on it. That keeps it keeps the seasoning on it and helps it bake into there. Then you just wrap it up in tin foil, make sure it's not going to leak out anywhere. And that's it. I mean, that's how you do it. It's pretty easy. I love doing it. It's been a while since I actually used anything that wasn't that. So starting to get brown real bad. So that's probably where we want to keep this. We don't want it to be burnt. So let's start pouring this in. Alright. Now, I'm pouring the tomato sauce in first, simply because it'll soak up into that rice and give it a little more flavor. If you don't like the chicken broth process here, you can also use tomato broth. I've got some of that up here, and I don't use it very often. Tomato bouillon, if you want to keep the meat out, or if you just want it, more of a tomatoey flavor. It is definitely a thing. All right, get that soaking up in there. That's a money shot there with the rice. Now, luckily for me, my timer didn't go off. I didn't set it, so we're just going to go ahead and set it for 25 minutes. I always forget to push the start button on my timer, and this new stove, if you don't push the start button, you're done for. All right, now we're going to get this broth in here. Oh, it smells amazing. Get this turned off so we're not cooking things anymore. It's just boiling, instant boil. So, all right, so now we're going to turn it down a little bit. Cool smoke, because why not? For your normal recipe, you can add some garlic powder, salt, pepper, maybe even some smoked paprika if you want. This has all of that and more, so it'll definitely give us some. Yeah. So that just smells exactly like what it should. Now, we want to get this pork chorizo opened up. Just gonna kind of squeeze it in there and let it cook while it's melting, or I mean while it's boiling. We're gonna be cooking this rice for, 30-ish minutes, 40 minutes. So that should give the pork plenty of time to cook. Dude, you gotta go. I'll get your bite. Look, yucky hands. They're yucky, dude. You want me getting you food with yucky hands? Yeah, you go over to the bathroom. Yeah. You're my buddy, aren't you? Yeah, I know. This chorizo's going to add some pretty nice flavor to it too. Chorizo's a very seasoned meat. Oh, dude. I got one hand here. One hand. Let's do this. It's clean. Oh, yeah. Alright, so now that my hands are stained with chorizo, get them cleaned up. Alright, we're looking good here. Get that stirred in nicely so not as big of chunks. You're doing perfect, dude. Have another bite of this yummy stuff here. Okay. Alright. So that's where we're at. It's still got a good rumble to it. We're going to cover it up. And that's it. We've got 21 minutes, and I'm not going to make you guys sit through that. That's how long it takes for the meatloaf to cook. We'll pull it out and we'll pour the sauce over the top. Till then, we're going to hit the pause button. Alright guys, we are back. We are at the point of no return. Now, looks like we got a little meat on my new mittens here. Finally upgraded to some decent mittens. We're going to go ahead and pull this out of the oven, see what it looks like. Oh, it's definitely cooking. Let's see if we can get a money shot here. Now, what are we trying to gain from the cooking process here? Well, what we're trying to gain is an internal temp of 160 degrees. So, once that hits 160, we're looking good. We're going to pour this over the top. Oh, that is so gorgeous. Hopefully not too much that it boils over, because you guys know how that works. Now, a little look-see on that. Check out that money shot. And we're going to go ahead and throw this back in. We're keeping her at 375. And we're going to put a timer on for 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, what we're going to do is we're going to check that internal temp. I just have one of these Cuisinart things. Works pretty good. I do a lot of grilling during the summer, so we definitely like the meat thermometer. You can easily get one at the Dollar Tree. The one I had from there broke pretty easily though, so the rice itself is looking pretty fantastic too. I know you're not supposed to open up the rice. I get antsy. Maybe it's my ADHD, but I'll always open up the rice. And this looks like it is about done. So, and it smells amazing, I'm not going to lie. Probably a lot more rice than we needed, but you know what? Like I said before, I meal prep this stuff, so it'll be taken to work. I know last night's video we made the bugles mix. I didn't really get a money shot in there, so that's it. I got about 4 bags of these, so definitely going to go to work with me. We like to share. So that's where we're at. We've got about 15 minutes, so we're going to take another intermission, and we will be back, guys. All right, guys, we are back. Hey, buddy, can you keep that on a little bit longer? I'll get him up in this picture. Scooted him out of the way to get this out. It has been sitting for a couple minutes. We did have some issues getting it up to temps, so basically you want to, like I said, you want it to be at least 160 degrees internal temp. You want it to be a little warmer than that, but after it's been sitting, it raises the internal temp. So we're going to go ahead and pull this out. Slide this off. If you do not have this fancy thing that I magically had in my cupboard, you can always use parchment paper. Parchment paper is never a bad idea. So get rid of this. Alright, now that is not your ketchup kind of meatloaf. Looks good, still steamy. The rice turned out great as well, so we are going to go ahead and plate some of this bad boy up because I am starving. Hopefully without making a mess. Alright, some of this rice. Now, bringing out the Cojita cheese. Definitely add a little flavor of the rice, maybe a little bit on that as well. I'm going to throw some salsa on mine. You don't have to put salsa on it. It might be good without it. Nothing wrong with a little salsa, especially on the rice. All right. If you're wondering, we've got Tasty Tacos hot sauce. If you haven't tried Tasty Tacos, it's pretty great. Oh, that's tasty. For sure. We knocked this one out of the park. You want to try it, dude? It's good. Rice. You like rice. I love rice, so. Meatloaf's got a little kick to it. May have a little more of a kick to it than I thought. Not gonna lie, it's super good though. Pretty amazing. So this is gonna make one hell of a meal prep meal. You want one more? Or you want more rice? Yeah. He's already eaten, but he is liking it. Can you say please? Say please. Alright, so that's another amazing meal. We're going to go ahead and get this edited. Give me a high five, dude. Give me a high five. Yeah. Just one. Alright, guys. Have a nice night.